Lyndon Arthur is back, ready to stake a claim for a shot at world glory when he takes on Argentina's Walter Gabriel Shechiera. Part of a huge night of action on Saturday, September the 17th. It's live and free on Channel 5.
This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in the gym and I'm likely to be joined by Sean O'Hagan. First of all, how are we, Sean?
Keeping myself fit like I always do, keeping myself in shape.
Well, you're looking fit, I mean, a lot of comments tonight about the hair, I will add.
I'll tell you what it is, they're getting a little bit jealous because I'm nearly a pensioner and I've got more hair than them. That's all that is.
I think
Max
mostly...
laughing at the side of me. Max is laughing at the side of me with ice link up front. He's got that hair thickening on. Have a look at it. You can see something on there, can't you?
I'm going to fight with Edgar on that Saturday.
Yeah.
I think mostly the comments have been about the quiff. I think that's what most of the comments have been from the team tonight.
That was on it. I fell asleep in the chair before I came to the gym and my hair was stuck up a bit, that's all, you know what I mean?
It is nearly fight week for Galahad-Hughes versus Kid Galahad. Just talk to me a bit of a silly question, but how's preparation gone?
Well, as always, I mean, he's very, very easy to work with, is Maxie. He's keeps saying he's a consummate professional. But he is, I mean, we've not done anything any different, really, and we've got kind of momentum with us. His last 6 fights have all been wins, and convincing wins, so... Listen, it all looks like a good fight, doesn't it? I mean, Galahad's a tricky fighter. But as far as our preparation's gone, I couldn't be happier, really. So, yeah, I'm pleased with preparation at camp as such.
It is another South Yorkshire derby. It's a massive, massive fight, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's another fight, isn't it? You know, get this done with and then we'll move on to the next.
In terms of Kid Galahad, you know, how do you rate him, first of all, as a fighter?
Well, I mean, listen, it's no good me sitting here and slagging him and being, you know, knocking him because it's effective what he does. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it is effective. I mean, personally, I wouldn't pay to go watch him, you know, and I really wouldn't. And I don't mean that to be nasty or having a swipe. I just wouldn't. He'll make any fighter look poor. But, you know, it is effective. I can't knock him for that. He's effective at what he does.
You have got history with the Ingle gym, obviously Josh as well. Has this gym got their number?
Yeah, of course we have. I mean, he's still crying about saying he should have won that last fight. Listen, the stats and everything, judges, everybody, we clearly won the fight. He won't have it. He's still bleating about he thinks he won that fight. Just got to accept it, haven't they, that he didn't win that fight. You can't come and, if you're going to come for a world title, you have to go and rip it away, aren't you? And he didn't do that. He came, he spoiled, he did everything in his power to make it an ugly, horrible fight, and he still got beat. You know, no matter what he does on Saturday coming, he's still getting beat. He's getting beat again.
In terms of this fight, I know you train for the full 12, but yeah, if you make a prediction, how do you think this fight goes?
You never know, do you? Because, like I say, he's horrible and slippery and it can make things awkward, so we're not bothered. We get a win, It's a win that's important. We're not bothered about stoppages, not bothered about all like that. What I'm bothered about is getting that win. I mean, it's 3-0 anyway to us. We've beaten him juniors, we've beat him in seniors, I think, and we've beat him in pros. And yeah, we have got the measure. I mean, going back a few years ago when that style were all new, people were bamboozled by it, weren't they? And don't get me wrong, they're good at what they do, but you know, now I think he's the last of he's last of Brendan's fighters, isn't he, really? And you know, Brendan was very, very good at what he did. Very intelligent man. A good boxing man. But, you know, it's one of them where I don't think really Galahad's the best that's come out of that gym, you know. He's good at what he does, he's a good fighter. I can't sit here and knock him really because he's a good fighter, he's good at what he does. You know, whether I like the style or not, he's good at what he does.
And also, you know, you want Maxi, he wanted to spoken to him, wanted to be out a few times before the end of the year. Just give me a little bit of an insight on where you want to go after this fight, if, and you'd say when you're successful.
Well, I mean, previous to this fight, we'd been matched with Garcia. Garcia wanted to fight, Maxi wanted it. Seemingly Garcia's camp weren't so keen on it for whatever reason. After that, then we were preparing for Linares. That were all agreed, and then for whatever reason that fell off. So we're back with Galahad. Interestingly enough, we'd always at the back of my mind I thought they'd be Galahad because it's an easy fight to make, isn't it? You know, I mean, why go chasing all over? You've got two fighters in your camp that, you know, both with the same promoter. We're only down road, aren't we, or up road or whatever. So it's just easy to make, isn't it? So I always kind of thought it'd be this. Yeah.
The fight that Maxi wanted was Garcia. It broke down, I think, for various reasons. Garcia is now in talks with Gervonta Davis. But, yeah, let's go back. If Maxi Hughes and Garcia were to fight, again, hypothetically, how do you see that one going?
Well, obviously Maxi wins, doesn't it?
Yeah. But how in your eyes? It's obviously a tough fight for both men. It's a tough fight.
It'll be a points win. I think. Yeah, it's a good fight. I mean, Garcia is a cracking fighter, but he's still very, very young, and he's got time. You know, he's got time, and it's hard to predict what's going to happen in these sort of fights. So you get Maxi there, who's in kind of twilight of his career, who's having a bit of an Indian summer at this stage of his career, so they say. And then you've got Garcia, who's is rising through, isn't it? So it'd be interesting, and it's one of them fights you just don't know, do you know?
And in terms of Josh, obviously he's not down here today. A good win last out against Kiko Martinez, but sustained that jaw injury. He's obviously back in training now, which is great to see. But, you know, just give us a little bit of an insight on how he is and how he's been doing.
Yeah, he's all right. I mean, jaw's healing nicely. It was a nice clean break.
It was a nice clean break, was it?
Yeah, well, listen, he can hit, can Kiko.
Yeah.
I mean, you've only got to ask Barry there, haven't you? He can hit, can Kiko. It's one of them, you know, it's like this thing with Barry. People have asked me, and I've done one or two interviews, they've asked me about the knockout we get. Listen, that's done. That we're done with. If Kiko had hit anybody with that shot, they'd have gone. So I don't look so much into that. At all. You know, in fact, to be honest, you know, all this rivalry and niggles and nastiness and banter in boxing. Let me tell you something. As nasty as I think they're going to be, or as awkward, I'll tell you what really happens. When Josh fought Lara first time and come unstuck, for whatever reason, and there were reasons, as I'm sure there were reasons for what happened to Barry. There'll have been a reason, because we know that under normal circumstances that wouldn't have happened to him. But let me tell you, Barry was the first one to send us a message, right? Wishing us well and hoping everything's okay. And when that happened to Barry, I was the first one on the phone from our camp to make sure he was okay. Yeah?
Yeah.
So all this nastiness, niggles, banter, whatever, that's exactly what it is.
That's fantastic. Yeah, moving back to Josh, we understand he has got a fight date. I don't know if we're allowed to release anything, but you know, it'd be good to see him back out. And you know, I don't know what you can tell us, but can you give us some insight into when and where it may be?
Well, I think it's like, is it about 6 months now since that injury? That injury that we needn't have had, by the way, if we'd have listened to what he was being told, he wouldn't have got that injury. But Josh being Josh, you know.
Like father-son next.
Fighters are like that. If they'd done as they were told, we won't be having a conversation now. I think it might be December.
Yeah, okay.
But it might be February, might it? We don't know. It'll be December or February, I think.
There's a lot happening in that division. Obviously, Lee Wood's fight's been postponed. Michael Conlan's back, a great win out in his hometown of Belfast. Does either of those fights tempt you, maybe?
Yeah, of course we do. All of them tempt us, Lee Wood, Conlan, but the one we'd really like is the Lara fight again. Because of how that ended. You know, I mean, listen, he beat us on night, did he? I can give reasons, not excuses. I won't bore you with it now. But we came back, didn't we, to fight him again. So we'll come into face as demons and get a bit of redemption. That never happened cruelly because it cut. And it'd have been lovely to fight him again, but it would also very, very nice to knock Kiko out and get his world title back. You know what I mean? I don't know if Barry were watching it or not. I don't know if Barry were watching that one, but you know that when we, yeah, that was it, yeah.
I want to get your thoughts on some other things within boxing. Yeah, the Eubank Ben fight is obviously now on. We've got the confirmation from Calla after Eubank Senior's comments in a recent article to do with the anxious, being worried about his son with the rehydration, the weight loss and stuff. As a father yourself and Josh, do you sympathise in what Senior was saying about that fight?
No. It is what it is. He's signed up for it. You know, listen, Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank, that were the rivalry. Don't bring it into the kids. How far do you go? You know what I mean? They're miles apart, aren't they? Shouldn't even be fighting each other. Conor Benn's a smashing fighter. I really like Conor. You know, and fight who he needs to fight. You don't need to fight Chris Eubank again with Chris Eubank. Go fight Billy Joe or something, I don't know. But you don't need to be fighting each other. It sells, doesn't it? It sells, it creates interest, you know, and somebody's going to make a load of money off it. But if I were them, I wouldn't even be wasting my time. They're miles apart, you know. So, for me, it's no good crying now. You know what you've signed up for. Don't cry about it. Either do it or pull out. You know what I mean? Don't cause a load of drama by saying, oh, I'm worried for my sons like this. That's just all drama. If you're worried, then don't do it. You know, nobody'd think any worse. I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
In terms of this weekend as well, big action in Vegas, Canelo Triple G. You know, this is the trilogy, it's the massive fight, it's the third one. Just to give your thoughts on that fight. It's a huge fight out in Vegas.
It's a massive fight out there. I think if you're going to ask me who I'd go over there, I think it's got to be Canelo.
Is that because the age of Golovkin maybe, or is that because you just see Canelo as the more active and fiercer puncher?
Yeah, I think maybe, you know, if it had happened maybe a little bit earlier, then it'd have been hard to split, wouldn't it? But I think Canelo is. I just think he's got that little bit of an edge there, you know. And then when that's done, what happens with Bivol? Does he come back into the equation? You know, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
That's another
whether
thing,
he goes up or not, we don't really know at the moment. I think.
That's it. I mean, I think I've got to go with Canelo on that one. So.
And finally, then, news broke. I think about an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, that Frank Warren has finally sent Eddie Earn the contract for AJ Fury. Huge fight. The biggest fight maybe in British boxing history, Sean.
Every time any heavyweights fight, it's the biggest fight in British boxing history. What they mean is people getting ripped off, the biggest rip-off in British boxing history, because I'm sick to death of hearing about them. You know, I'm sick to death of hearing about them. I think, again, you know, they've both got a lot of dough, haven't they? Got a load of dough. Have a bit of sense. Don't go back in there as heavyweights fighting. You got a load of money, just retire.
Yeah.
Just retire, because heavyweight division, all we've had lately is like Dillian White, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. People are bored of it. People are bored of it. You know what I mean? People are cancelling Sky now, and they're cancelling contracts for TV, and they're buying these little chipsticks and everything now because they don't want to pay for it. Nobody wants to see it anymore, honestly. And people are genuinely getting bored with it. I'm sick of hearing about it. You turn your phone on and on them Google News things, all you get is AJ, Fury. You know what I mean? You can't go in a cafe for a cup of tea without it being news. You know, I'm just bored with it. I'm not interested in them, to be honest with you.
Well, thanks to Boxing Social, Sean. We will catch up soon next week for fight week of Maxi Hughes, mate. But cheers for your time.
It's okay, thanks.
This September, Bad Blood will be settled.
This is more than personal.
The long-awaited trilogy.
There's real bad blood here.
Canelo versus Triple G. September 17th, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Visit DAZN.com.